What's up? What's up, everybody? Yeah, we all know sad news. We lost in the playoff game, first round exit. As those media heads, as predicted, those who have always make their money on talking bad about the Cowboys or talking down about the Cowboys, they was right. But we knew that for the most part. We knew that. We knew on how they played that whole last month of December, leading into the wild card round of the playoffs, playing one of the hottest teams in the NFC that is built around the run game, which is one of our weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And they have a solid, hell of a front. You hear the sad music in the background, the acoustics. Like, it's just something I want to add to it. Anyway, but we all remember this game. Although this is our glory days, a snapshot picture of our beloved Dallas Cowboys. But San Francisco put us out of our misery. And I'm showing this part is because I'm just taking you back to last Sunday because it's something that we missed. And I haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm wrong. But I'm going to make this segment right here, I'm going to make it quick because I'm pretty sure you remember, but do you remember this part? Okay? We all know I love the play call. The play call I have nothing wrong with the play call whatsoever. And people say it's the execution. In part, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, so I'm refreshing your memory now. I know some of y'all want to forget about this and just look forward to next year. I'm sorry, but I'm a Cowboy fan too, and I didn't even want to talk about this. I mean, I wanted to let everybody else talk about it because I think that my topic is the aftermath of things is even more important than still dealing with this playoff game. It was so highlighted because everybody's watching, right? So okay, they call the play. That does a QB draw. That goes down. They hurry up to the line, and we know the whole debacle thing with them not giving the ball to the ref. So the ref comes in, bumps Dak Prescott, bumps Biotish, resets the ball. Dak spikes the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? Dak spikes the ball. Game is over. The game wasn't over because they ran out of time. The game was over because Dak spiked the ball. Dak should have went on. He hiked the ball and then spiked it. All they had to do was run the play. I'm not blaming him. Not blaming him at all. And because it's all part of the growth experience of Dak. You know what I'm saying? To be in demand, in control, knowing what to do all the time. And that's the difference between an elite quarterback and a good quarterback. When you think about the Bradys and the Aaron Rodgers, and let's speak for Aaron Rodgers because our head coach used to coach Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. But you also want to throw Brady in there. It's because They are the game. That's the pinnacle of game management, right? Is that your quarterback is the extension of the OC and the head coach on the field. So Aaron Rodgers, LaFleur, or McCarthy didn't have to worry about much of anything as far as clock management, game situations. Same thing with Brady, clock management, game situations, although you still have Belichick there, you know, with the Patriots and McDaniels. But Tom Brady knew what to do in that situation. Who knows? That could have happened to anyone. And yes, we should. My ultimate belief: we should have never been put in that situation in the first place. We should have never put ourselves in that situation in the first place. We had ample time, ample opportunity within game regulation, before the end of regulation, to win that game. One field goal. After opportunity, after an interception, after roughing the kicker to take control of the game. And we didn't. But going back to what I'm saying, the game ended when Dak spiked the ball and trying to get time back. The officials was going to allow them, in my mind, in my opinion, in my interpretation of how the game ended, they was going to allow them to run the play, not spike the ball. Literally, Dak hiked the ball with probably tenths of a second left before the clock ended. To be honest with you. And that's the end of that. Okay? So, let's remove that. Another one up here. Now I'm gonna do that one last. Okay. Let's get to Mike McCarthy. Now, everybody's talking about, you know, what the major sport networks has drawing up this narrative of whether the Cowboys should let Mike McCarthy go. And I give credit to Keyshawn, J, and Max, particularly Keyshawn, and whatnot. Because I was in agreement, you know, even when I was kind of putting together my video that I'm doing right now, like, no, why are we going to get rid of Mike McCarthy? Yeah, we have a 12-5 record. We have a 12-5 record. So nip that in the bud. And these media heads, these sports media heads, need to stop. Honestly, they really do. They need to stop. But my main issue, my main thing is we're going to talk about these penalties, and they're going to say it's the head coach, not the players. Yes, that's true. It is the head coach. I don't know if it's 75% or 60-40 or 75-25, but part of that is on the players too, because the coach can only try to get them as mentally sharp as possible. Now they go out there getting excited, angst, as his word that he used. And they continue to make these mental errors. And whose mental is it? Is it the coach's mental or is it the player's mental? I'm asking you the question. So if it goes to the coach, well, I'm going to say this. I'm looking at Pro Football Reference, and I'm looking at the stats of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going back the previous 5 years. The previous 5 years is 2016. However you want to put it now, or 6 years now, because, well, actually 5, because we haven't started the 2022 season. So the previous 5 years, from 2021 to 2016, you can go look this up yourself. Of any wherever you go to look up your stats, seasonal stats. The last 5 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys overall has had more penalty yards than all of their opponents. Seasonal. Listen to me now. Seasonal. From 2016 to 2021. Seasonal. 2015, we was 4-12. And we didn't have more offensive penalties than our opponents that we faced. And I don't even want to go through this right now. I'm just telling you, research it for yourself. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at it now on Pro Football Reference. And I'm just gonna go back to last season. Hold on, we're on 2020 right now. Hold up. Let's go to 2020. 2020, Dallas Cowboys. Overall penalty yards, 849 yards. Opponent stats, 733. It's not a lot, but the opponent is not the case that I'm trying to make, or point I'm trying to make. I am making a point of the fact that Dallas. Let's go to 2019. Okay, let's go to 2019. This Jason Garrett era. 2019, Jason Garrett's last year as a head coach. Penalty yards, 1,008 yards. Opponents, 855. Shall I keep going? Because this is proof in the pudding. A lot of these players are leftovers. They rolled over from the Garrett regime. These players has not only been undisciplined with Mike McCarthy, and Mike McCarthy is the reason for that, because it is his ship now. But you take Mike McCarthy out of the equation and go back the last 3 years under Jason Garrett, this team was more penalized than their opponents, had more penalty yards than their opponents every year leading up to this point. So this team has been undisciplined for a very, very long time. 5 years, too long. Can that change? Can that change? Mike McCarthy, you're a little too buddy-buddy with these guys, or you're not saying enough, even with your coaches. And particularly, Kellen Moore. So, I don't know. Yeah, but you, Kellen Moore, and Dak, y'all need to get on the same line, because I don't think Kellen Moore is going anywhere. Not after this performance coming down the stretch. I didn't think he was ready for a head coaching job anyway. I said that at the beginning of the season. And what we saw going in the final stretch of the Cowboys' regular season and in the playoffs, the team just did not look ready. The team did not elevate their level of play, and I said that the last couple of weeks of the season, of the regular season, they have got to raise their gameplay to get ready for the playoffs. They had to be in playoff mode in order to beat playoff teams. And I said this when we ended up getting the worst matchup, but the matchup we should have wanted out of all the teams was to beat the 49ers, because the 49ers is probably one of the more physical teams that was in the playoffs. The 49ers was not only just one of the most physical teams, but a team that had previously been to the Super Bowl. I said all of this in my last video, and I said whoever win this game will probably go to the Super Bowl. And I'm putting money on the San Francisco 49ers beating the Green Bay Packers. But I'm going to make another video on it. But I'll probably just go all in on the video and just give, for entertainment purposes only, tell you my thoughts on the matchups this Sunday. But anyway, I digress. So what I'm saying is that because of the fact that we was the most penalized team in a playoff game in history, it crescendoed at the most inopportune time, along with that lackluster gameplay, lackluster energy to get up and play, get down, and defending your home turf. On top of that, get out of here. But I'm not trying to beat y'all up. It's next year. We go again. We go at it again next year. But this team is not going to be the same. It's going to be interesting going forward, whether we have a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, as I've heard through, I think, Fish Report, we might not even have Joe Witt. Who knows? So we're gonna have to go to plan C as a DC. So we'll see about that. I want Dan Quinn to stay. I don't mind if Kellen Moore goes. To be honest with you, that's just me. I really don't. No hard feelings. I just don't think. I think Dak needs a more seasoned offensive coordinator right now. He's like I said, he's at the threshold of good to great. Okay. And see, maybe I should be making separate videos for all of this, but I don't have to make separate videos if I have more listeners. You know what I'm saying? And too bad I don't. But yet I like to think I'm putting out good content for you guys, and to make some points, some sports talk points. I'm not saying I'm right with my thoughts and my opinions and stuff like that. They're just opinions and my thoughts. But it's just, can you see what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying? And can you understand where I'm coming from? And if so, good. And hit the like button. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. If you like my content. Now, that was a little intermission. So, Mike McCarthy, it's gonna be interesting how y'all gonna plan these things out going forward with the possibilities. Not to say that that's what it's gonna be. If everything stays intact, then all we got to do is focus on the roster. And we know that it's going to be more turnover on the defensive side of the roster versus the offense. We know that. So I'm going to leave that about Mike McCarthy right there. So now to the third segment. Now let's go. All right, now this is right here. We already talked about the debacle of the final drive, the quarterback draw. Dak spiked the ball and ended the game when he didn't have to. All he had to do was run the play. And everybody's going off of Dak being in the slump, whatnot. Ever since the calf strain and everything. Which very well could have been the truth. He might not have been the same. He didn't run the ball at all. He ran it in the playoffs, the draw, and then the scoring touchdown to get us 17-23. Okay, whatnot. But in that game and the previous games before and during the slump, we know that Dak have had issues of reading the disguised coverages, or the teams made some good predictions on what the Cowboys overall would check into if Dak saw these particular type of coverages, and they was confusing Dak. And Kellen Moore nor Mike McCarthy helped this brother out in what he was seeing. But if you want to hear more about that, listen to one of my last two videos or whatnot. It's on one of them, and I think it's the one with the picture of Dak. To be honest with you. More than likely it is. So we all know about that or whatnot. But the most important part is that Dak did miss some reads. Dak did miss easy target throws. He was way off the mark. Whether if it's foot mechanics, whether if it's accuracy as far as a ball placement. And this is something that I talked about 2-3 years ago with that you should be working on ball placement, whether if you need to hit the front shoulder or back shoulder, whether if you need to go high or low, touch, force, or strike. Now that can throw some pretty good deep balls, but intermediate to low on the field, he's inaccurate. He has a hard time hitting targets 5 to 10 yards, 5 to 20 yards, and putting it in the right place. And partially due to the fact that they trying to make the big plays, trying to get chunk plays all the time now, trying to move the ball quickly downfield, instead of taking their damn time and being methodical. And I said this at the beginning of the season with Kellen Moore. The more pressure is on him because the offense will be the unit that will have to carry the team while the defense catches up in 6 weeks. And they will always have to carry the team. That's where most of the cap is coming from. That's the majority of the cap is on the offensive side of the ball, from the linemen to the skill players. We know this. And Dak needs to work on, as I just mentioned in the first segment, upping his game management levels. We saw this in the San Diego game, where Dak was looking for the coaches to call timeout to see if they were going to try to get another score. I think it was before halftime. You call timeout, Dak, immediately. Immediately. Just like the final drive of the playoff game. You should have known what to do. Hey, go ahead, hike the ball and run the play instead of trying to spike it. But I give you a pass on that one, because you're still growing, because we got to take the fact that so Dak has been in the league since 2016. This is his 5th year. No, really, this is Dak's 4th year, because last year he was out for the whole season. He was out for the whole season. Now, good. Now, Dak can read basic coverage, basic schemes and designs. Now he needs to up his game a level to when they disguise these plays, and also play with more game efficiency as far as managing the game, being not only the executioner on the field, but also being the will of the coaches, being an extension of the coaches, of Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, and taking more control of the team and how he wants to run the team, whether it's 2-minute offense, more of an up-tempo, not exactly 2 minutes, but a more up-tempo, fast-paced offense to get in sets, you know what I'm saying, to try to take advantage of a team that's slowly substituting their defensive players. So that's going to make Dak elite, and him working on the fundamental parts of his game. I'm not expecting you to be the most accurate player, but I'm expecting you to improve your accuracy and ball placement, Dak, along with your game management. Along with your game management. And the whole team, period, even Mike McCarthy, stop blaming the refs. That's ussy. That is very ussy. So stop it. Stop it. What y'all need to do is get more mentally tough, because y'all have been mentally soft for some years now. Y'all are very undisciplined for the past 5 years. And now we have to see where this is going to go into the off season, because we did not bring it last Sunday to extend our season in the playoff run. So now we have to make videos like this, picking apart some things that we feel that not only you, Dak, since there's a picture of you right here in the front, that's front and center. That's front and center. What? I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna show my face, my handsome face, but it won't come off. And I'm kind of doing something here. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. Um, so Dak, McCarthy, Kellen Moore, if we still have you, there has to be some serious talks, some practicing. The off season can't be vacation time. If it's gonna be vacation time, it got to be to a minimum because y'all got some off season training to do with the wide receivers on how to get your main players involved. Now they talking about the possibility of Cooper not being there or whatnot. That is so crazy. If we get rid of Cooper, that's going to set us back a season or two. Because CeeDee Lamb is definitely not ready to be a number one wide receiver. To be honest with you. And we keep missing Gallup. You know what I'm saying? We lost him earlier this season. Now he's hurt again. I don't know. And I like Gallup. And I don't know where we're going to go from there. But you cannot get rid of CeeDee Lamb. And if you get CeeDee Lamb, if you get rid of CeeDee Lamb, that's going to bite us in the ass. Because he's going to go to a team that's going to have playoff implications. And with not last year, but the year before, when they signed Cooper to his deal, well, before he signed it, I had made a comment on Twitter, CeeDee Lamb to Tampa Bay. I mean, not Tampa Bay, to the Green Bay Packers, opposite of Davante Adams. And see, that's the problem that I have with Kellen Moore. And I thought he heard me, and maybe he did, because in the playoffs I said put CeeDee Lamb in the slot, and that's where CeeDee Lamb's. Amari Cooper in the slot, and that's what Coop scored from the slot position. Coop can run X, Y, and Z. Matter of fact, all of them should be doing that, but especially Cooper. Have him take advantage of every mismatch on the field and get him the ball, because he's our biggest threat in the wide receiver group. He's the biggest threat. Anyway, I don't have much to say, guys. Just tell me your thoughts. Drop the likes if you like the content. Comment, subscribe, please. I just like to hear your thoughts, and y'all let me know. Or if you like to come on and you want to have a discussion, let me know. If you like to get your feet wet in this content creation, being a content creator, or just want to add on, I'm open for it. And when I make my next video here soon, I will just leave my email address so you can hit me. Okay? But this is your boy, Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel. Peace. I'm out.